I'm Haley from Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., a podcast member of the GonnaGeek network, just like the one you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Voices of Defiance. It's a podcast about sci-fi's television show Defiance and all of its universes to include, but not limited to, the video game. We're not experts, just a few fans like yourself that love the show and want to geek out about it. If you haven't caught up to the latest aired episode, you might want to pause right now and go catch up, since there will be spoilers. You have been warned. And now, let's have some fun and get on with the podcast. Somebody call Child Protective Services now! Hello! Welcome to Voices of Defiance. I'm your host, Stargate Pioneer, and with me is the woman who is responsible for getting us the highest amount of clamors yet. Her name is Shannon.
Hello. Clamors? That just sounds like a wrong name.
This is like a venereal disease. I got the clamor!
And with me, as you've already heard, is the man who calls them like he was writing the show. His name is Sean.
What's up, people? Sup, fools?
Welcome to Voices of Defiance. This is podcast number 34. It's recorded live in front of a internet audience on Sunday, June 21st, 2015. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Sean.
To you as well, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Just a reminder, you can catch us at voicesofdefiance.com. Go to the contact page, find all the great ways you can reach us. Also, we have a voicemail line, 1-612-888-ARC1 or 612-888-2751. You can also email me, stargatepioneer@GonnaGeek.com, with any questions you may have, with any voicemails you may have that you've turned into an MP3. We'd love to take them. So, woohoo! We are well underway into Season 3 of Defiance with Broken Bough, but we have to go back a week because Shannon uncovered something about the season premiere, didn't you, Shannon?
What? I don't remember.
Way to hand it off, babe.
The tweets you did about the cable ratings from the Season 3 premiere of Defiance, right? How the Live Plus 3 day ratings were so phenomenal?
You know what? Live 3 apparently so far has really helped us because the numbers weren't that great.
1 million, basically.
But it got boosted up to 183.
Yeah.
So the Live 3 is definitely helping. I hope it continues to help. Otherwise, it's going to be a very sad season for nothing.
Well, I think, don't forget, remember, we have a very large international audience with this show, so SyFy might go ahead with the 4th season just to appease the international audience. We'll see. Who knows what SyFy is going to do? Sean, did you see the Dark Matters yet?
I have. I have seen both Dark Matter and Killjoys.
Oh, that's Killjoys.
And your thoughts?
You know, Dark Matter is very interesting. I really do kind of dig both shows. For me, the most interesting was probably Killjoy. I liked it better, and I know that's blasphemous.
No, not at all.
But I have to go back. The TiVo caught the first episode of Dark Matter. I really want to go back and watch it, but I've been on the Killjoy thing and really digging it.
I see. So you haven't seen the pilot episode of Dark Matter?
I have not. I saw the second one.
If you saw the first episode, I think you'd be a little bit more into it.
Probably. That's what everybody tells me.
So we can do that later.
Yeah. But both shows are freaking... That is a stellar freaking lineup. You got Defiance, Killjoys, and then Dark Matter.
Well, you know, normally I'm not really thrilled with the shows that you want to... Anytime SyFy puts things on Friday, it's pretty much where they're done with it.
I don't know about that. Remember,
I don't know. Defiance is there.
SyFy
Defiance
Friday
wasn't there last year.
No, wait a minute. SyFy Friday. Remember, we had Stargate SG-1, we had BSG, and then in the later
we
years,
cannot include Stargate SG-1.
Oh,
with
yes, you
anything
can.
you do because that was way. It
they
had
did it for
several
the-
years of great showing before the SyFy Channel ever got a hold of it.
I have hundreds of VCR tapes in my basement, which I'm watching when I'm on the treadmill now, that I recorded from those Friday nights. And yes, I recorded
You watch TV while you're jogging on the treadmill?
That sounds bad. I have hundreds of VCR tapes in my basement. That sentence could have ended very differently.
I think it's going
I took them from the porthole of my windowless van.
Your Scooby-Doo van.
Scooby Dog. Yeah. Hey, okay. So
Save me.
that's what the big thing was on Friday nights was those 3 shows. And then, of course, they had trouble and they went into the Flash and, Flash Gordon, not the Flash, but and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the heydays. Stargate SG-1 and BSG.
I'm just saying that normally, last season, it was not on on Friday night. And normally Friday nights don't get that great ratings.
I don't know. Wasn't Battlestar on Friday nights for a while?
That's what I just said. I've got VCR tapes from Friday nights.
I don't agree, but we shall see.
I don't know, man. Friday nights has always been hot because I remember back when I did the show that shall not be named.
You can name the show. You can name the show.
It's okay. You won an award for it, so you might as well say it.
That's true. Okay, so when I was on GWC, it used to be the whole thing when the show was running. It was Friday night, you watch Battlestar Galactica. Then we would eat dinner while we were doing that. We'd set up for the show, do a little pre-production stuff, and then, and Irisa Wi-Fi says, geeks don't have plans on Friday night. This is sometimes true. And then you'd eat dinner and everything. We talk a little bit about the show afterwards, and because they always did, like on SyFy, would like replay it like the time after.
And watch TV.
And then, well, no, we didn't have kids then. And
you did when you did GWC.
Not when we started. Kayla wasn't born until a couple years into it. So yeah, you're compressing history there. And then we would do the show. We would do the show and push it out and everything. And it would either go out late Friday or early Saturday, sometimes Monday towards the end there. But that was SyFy Friday night, right? That was the whole thing. And Battlestar carried a lot. However I feel about it now, Battlestar carried a lot of weight back then because anything before and anything after got a huge bump.
Spike, yeah.
Just because it was around Battlestar. And now look at what they're doing. They've got Defiance, Killjoys, and Dark Matter all in a row right there.
I've waited 10 years for SyFy to come back on a Friday night like this.
I mean, they are really coming back hard with the whole lineup for Friday night. And I actually appreciate it. As much as we bag on SyFy, and honestly, there's a lot to bag on. All right? A lot. As much as we do that.
Large baggage.
Yeah. As much as we do that, I gotta say they got the Friday night lineup about right. I mean, look at it. We've got 2 space shows and Defiance. That's some pretty good sci-fi. I'm not going to...
Arguably 3 space shows.
Arguably. Yeah, I would say the argument could be made one way or the other, right? For Defiance. But there is space stuff. I mean, the OMEC did come in a spaceship. There is Ark. There is space involved. We're just not there very often because the effects budget is what it is. But...
The OMEC.
Purple people eaters.
Exactly. But it is kind of, it isn't Dominion. And I know there's a lot of Dominion fans out there.
I never liked Dominion.
I am not a fan. I love the angelic stuff, but the last real angelic stuff I saw was The Prophecy with Christopher Walken. That was the last one where I was like, oh man, this is awesome. But this is SyFy living up to their name, which is exactly what Irisa says. This is what we're here to see. We wanted these shows. So yes, I'm not going to bag on them for that. I can't.
Right. So we'll keep tabs on the ratings as we get them. Since they're so low, it'll be few and far between, I know, because I follow the ratings for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And whenever they drop below the cutoff, you just don't get the ratings for that week. So we will search for the ratings and report them as they come in. And we will just keep tabs on that. So who knows if we'll get a season 4 or not at this point in time.
Empress speaks the truth. That's fun.
This week, we watched Broken Bough. It was written by a couple of the Defiance executive producers, Todd Slavkin and Darren Swimmer, and it was directed by Larry Shaw. All have previous experience directing, writing, especially with SyFy, but a lot of Desperate Housewives in there, too. So I can definitely see that with how Pilar was acting this week.
Well, before or after she got one plugged through her chest?
I did see the blood splatter. Did you?
Yes, I did, and I backed it up twice to make sure I saw what I saw.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, there could have been armor. Boom. Oop, never mind.
There's the spray.
Yeah, there's the spray. We got pink mist, people. We got pink mist. We're good.
But you got your line. You got your line.
I knew they were going to do it, too. I was and last week or the week before, I'm like, look, it's not good. They're going to do Come With Me If You Want to Live. And sure as stucco, they got in there and
you almost got beeped.
Yeah. I caught it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, our beeping noise on this show is very weird. It's like, or whatever it is.
Oh, you listen. I was wondering if you listen.
I did listen. I'm like, what the? is that?
Okay, so producer's note here. I do that because in the outtakes, I use the normal beep to separate the outtakes. So I had to do something different to censor our words.
Well, it's not as annoying as Kevin Smith's. Have you heard any of the...
oh, no.
Oh, my God, it's annoying. Because it's actually like him or Jay going... Boop, or something like that when he beeps it out. And I'm like, oh, my God. You know? But I heard ours, and I'm like, what the is that? Anyway, side note, producer side note. But yeah, I did. I knew it. I knew they were going to put her in there.
See, but look, guest 55, which I believe that's Daz. He's like, did you see the body? And they were even asking.
I saw the blood spray, though.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you're dead.
He plugged her in the heart.
There was no body.
Yeah, wounded, but it doesn't mean you're dead.
It's comic book dead. No body.
That's true.
He's going to come back half alien, half cyborg. That's what we're going to see.
Well, there's a switch. You know?
Red glowing light.
A lead growing light. Half her skull is peeled back, and it's like adamantium. Or
Irisa was like, "But did you see the body?" He's like, "Yeah, she'll turn up. If not, the baby's safe." But you didn't see the body. So
no, we also didn't see who put the baby in the car because
they messed up on that one.
SP, did you catch this?
We had to back it up several times.
We had to back it up several times. So Irisa goes to the car empty after Pilar is shot and they're heading back to the car.
Yeah.
Irisa comes to the car, knife out in hand and other hand empty, right? So she didn't have the baby.
She gets
now,
in.
we saw, and it's just a continuity mistake, really, but we saw that Nolan picks up the baby bag and his rifle.
And takes off.
But when he's coming to the car, he didn't have the bag in his hand, just the rifle. So it's like, who put the baby in the car? Because obviously she's there.
Okay, so he ran to the car. He put the baby in the car. He ran back to spot Irisa to try to cover her as she was coming back to the car, and then he ran back to the car.
That's a lot of unnecessary running, man. But yes, that is. I think it was just a continuity thing. But yes, I mean, there's any number of scenarios and everything. But I'm like, who put the as a father of small children, I'm like, who put the baby in the car?
I know.
Is the baby in the car? Who put the baby in the car?
So there was an episode of Arrow last year that we caught a continuity error in, and we're like, so what the heck? You just leave him there to die or something? I mean, what's going on? And then so the producer Andrew Kreisberg said, yeah, that was just a mistake. He actually came out later. It said that, yeah, that was a mistake. We're like, come on, man.
He's like, our bad, y'all.
So, yeah, you get some of that stuff. It's no big deal. I mean, whatever. We see the baby later. They have the baby. It's all good.
Obviously, the baby is in the car and is being taken care of. Although I do love Rahm Tak's thing afterwards. How
did you miss the car?
The car.
Okay, so that could be taken two ways. First of all, how did you miss that it was there, first of all? And second of all, when they're driving away at point blank range, how could you not hit it?
All right, well, even a more important question. When Irisa has the knife up to him, why didn't Nolan take the shot? If he can shoot the bomb out of...
Arisa's body was in between.
Taken the shot. If he could shoot the bomb out of the air...
Remind me not to be in a hostage situation with you and a rifle on the other side of it.
Yeah, I'll shoot through your leg. You'll survive.
It's like a click away. It's not like...
You'll survive.
Okay, but he wouldn't take that shot, but he's good enough to take a falling grenade belt out of the air... in Mississippi two-step that. I think that's as plot requires, because if he's good enough to make that shot, he's good enough to take...
because that's an object in motion, right? Nothing's going to change the trajectory of that as it's going along. Yes, it's in an arc, but nothing's going to stop it. At any point in time, Irisa can move, so it's a little dangerous.
Irisa's become a liability.
I don't think he could have hurt her more when he told her that you've become an unreliable partner. She didn't show up, but I think that hurt extremely bad.
His face, he was worried, and then he was shocked that she didn't kill him. So, I mean, that could have been the end of it.
So, Alphabet Cookie in the chat says, beware of Shannon with a weapon.
You have no idea.
I had many.
Although, I will say this. Back a couple years ago, we went to a range with a bunch of Shannon's friends, and Shannon only has friends that are into security and law enforcement and all that kind of. They're all gun nuts, all of them. So we went.
See, you'd be okay. I'd shoot your leg and we keep moving.
So they took me to the range, right? And we're all doing stuff, and they hand me this hand cannon, and it's what was it, a 45? I think it's somebody's 45, and they're doing what they call "quote unquote" hostage negotiations, right? So they take a silhouette. Shannon knows the story already. So they take a silhouette of a person, and then take another one and put the head kind of slightly cocked, like that person is holding that person hostage. So you see two heads and the hostages in front, right? So they're all doing hostage negotiations, plugging the bad guy in the head. And all of them do this. They go down the line. Bang, 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 bang. Everybody's, pink misting the bad guy. All right, Sean, take this. Now, I am not good with pistols. let me just preface this. I'm okay with a rifle. I'm not great with a pistol. All right. I'm much better with a blade or a bow. Right. So they hand me this hand cannon, which is a 45 with high jacket bullets in it. And I'm trying to do it. All right, Sean, hostage negotiation. What do you do? And then, which was the catchphrase. It tells you how long ago it was. What do you do? And I pull the hand cannon up and I plug the hostage straight in the forehead. And I'm like, well, I guess I shoot the hostage.
Give me that gun.
The rest of the time.
You're not on my team anymore.
All they give me is 22s, right? The rest of the time, they're like, here, you shoot with this, Nancy boy.
Go in that in the range.
We don't know you.
Go shoot the milk jug.
Yeah.
You need to take a lesson out of Amanda's book there and go for the kneecaps or something, man.
I guess. You don't want me trying to hostage negotiate anything.
Good thing we're not that kind of partner.
Yeah, I honestly think if he can hit a 3-inch circle, which is one of those grenades or thermal detonators is what they look like, falling out of the air, he could have plugged Rahm Tak in the forehead. I'm just saying.
He could have, especially
but
after.
He didn't because we need him for the rest of the season.
True.
Plot requires. Bunch of plot requires. Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned something, Shannon, and we'll just get to it now. Irisa has become an unreliable partner.
Right.
I wouldn't want her as my partner.
She's too emotional.
No, she won't pull the trigger. And if you're in the middle of death and destruction and carnage, Irisa was always that person that you wanted by you because you knew Irisa would handle it. Whatever was required. She was, back from the first episode, she was like this balanced warrior. She was doing knife work and balancing butterflies on her knife, right? And just this lethality to her. That's why she got named Little Wolf, right? Sukar saw it and it was like, wow, what a predator. What a warrior. This is amazing. Right? Now look at her. I'm not saying that not killing people is something that you shouldn't aspire to. I'm just saying in the world she lives in, this is not a good plan. And she doesn't need to be involved in these operations if she can't pull the trigger.
Yeah, no one's got his gun up to Pilar's forehead when she's lunging for Bear, a.k.a. Luke, right?
Right.
And Irisa's like, don't kill her. Don't kill her. And he's like, I wasn't planning on it.
Which I don't know if y'all noticed, but they named him Bear for Bear McCree.
Do you know that for sure? That was for Bear? Okay.
Yeah, because they did on the SyFy behind the scenes.
Ah, see, that's how she knows.
SyFy Sync.
Yeah, Shannon goes through all the behind the scenes, all the videos, all the stuff. You will not find a greater expert on Defiance than Shannon.
Which let me just tell you that I just noticed this earlier when I was watching it, and I don't know how I missed it because it was a Jamie scene, right? She purred. I didn't when she's speaking the language of the Omek.
Oh, when she's doing the part,
she purred at him. I'm like, I must have been tweeting because I did not see Jamie purr.
I would like.
How
Jamie
dare I?
I would like Jamie to purr at me. That would be nice.
Stay in line, buddy.
She was. You're talking about in the bar or in the market when she's meeting up with Tevkin?
Yeah, when she's talking to him and which I thought was a cool thing that they brought back from the first season remember when Kenya was asking her, what do you ever do for yourself? What did you do on your homeland? And she's talking about how she liked poetry and these are things that she would write and sing. And Stahma was kind of a bit of a popular person from back
then. She knew the
so
Omek poetry too.
So she knows this and she's speaking to him. If you look at everyone in the bar is like, what the hell is this woman doing?
Well,
they're all freaking out. And Stahma's like slithering right into him like a snake.
You know why though? She knows what the thing is. She knows that in order for them to have...
she knows what the thing is.
Because, believe it or not, she does kind of protect the town a little bit because, well, it's her power base, right? And in order to protect that, she knows that this Omek is bad juju. So she's trying to get on his good side and find out, okay, what the heck is going on? And of course, the Omek lies. Tevkin lies straight to her. Like, oh yeah, everybody died in the ship. No, they're in their sleep pods. They're ready to come down and eat you.
Exactly.
She knows what side to be on.
Well.
Oh, really? Talking about giving or receiving.
Oh, did you catch her fake crying, by the way, when they're in Yule's office?
Oh, that mask was great. It was great. You know what? This episode was a lot less painful, but still important. It was less crying about, but it had funny moments in it. So you see where Datak doesn't want her input, right?
Yeah,
but he needs her help getting in the tub.
Right. He's trying to exert his manliness again, even though they're full partners, right? And she's like just taking the bath salts and like, okay, well, we'll play it
back at him. All right, like, all right, macho
I don't
man.
need you. I got a handful of my salts and you can stand right there.
I did love the servant.
Adina.
Yeah. Oh, Dean is such a cutie.
Oh, and she's like,
Flucci's out. Remember that movie?
Finucci's in. Finucci's
Oscar.
Oscar, yes. It's one of Stallone's. It's one of my favorite Stallone movies, actually.
Look, she asked, "Oh, did you find Alec?" Not knowing that Christy is dead.
Yeah.
They don't ask about Christy.
No, she's like immediately, "Oh, I want Alec."
And it just proves that Datak is stupid.
Well, yes, but Stahma's known that for years. Okay, we all know. Everyone but Datak knows Datak's stupid.
It's true. Well, he just got his butt handed to him by Tak, and now he's trying to. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to bring in anybody in the town into the plans or whatever? I mean, we've seen in the previews that the arch gets exploded, so obviously they do that. But at what point in time do they go, okay, we need to have help, otherwise the town ain't going to be anymore, and neither are we?
I think they do it about the time Alec is secured, because they will. I don't think they're going to risk anything while Alec is still being held captive and his prisoner. The minute that status quo changes is the very time that they act against it, because I don't think Stahma is wired to betray Alec, so they will
Datak in a heartbeat
toe the line. Datak would sacrifice Alec if he had to.
No.
I think Stahma would sacrifice Datak for Alec.
Well, okay, since they have a grandson, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Since they have the grandson back, they have somebody to carry the line. I think Datak would make that call. I don't think Stahma would, which is weird to say, as calculating as she is. That's her baby boy. Still.
Huh.
Even when he was screwing up and she was in charge and all that kind of stuff, she made sure that he was okay, but, maybe knocked him down a peg or two. But still, I think as soon as that changes, the Tars will snap back and bite Rahm Tak.
Well, now you have a whole other crap going on in the town. You have, now that they've betrayed the town and taken the guns.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Did you see Datak's, or listen to Datak and your girl Anna Banana Berlin's conversation? He is legitimately trying to save the town. He's like, just let me take these weapons. Come on. I saved you. Help me out here. And
because he was going to send those weapons back, and they were full of the shrill.
He wanted to not have those weapons in the armory. That's what I'm saying. He knew he had to.
I think he did. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think he was like, oh, please, come on. You got to give me a break on this one. It's going to turn out better for everyone if you just let me go. And he tried to leave with him.
Right. And
just
nope.
Let me go.
Didn't happen. Oh, well.
Poor Berlin. Berlin cannot catch a break, man.
No, she can't.
She caught one when Datak let her live. That was about the last break she's had, and it's just been misery for her.
I know, you want to snuggle her.
I do want to snuggle her. She is the most snuggleable person in town, period.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Adina.
No.
Not even.
Adina's a red shirt, even though she's white.
I don't know. Adina is very, very snuggleable, but
she asked too many questions, and Stahma's not going to like her.
No, I think she's no. She just wants Alec. Adina wants Alec.
Datak, should I slit her throat? Adina, come here.
Get out. You're such a child.
I would have worked in that house. Not.
I like the banter that they have between each other when she's up on top sitting up.
Oh yeah.
Quit.
You put your foot up on my chair, I tickle it. That's what's going to happen.
Just like the Tars.
Red tape.
Yeah, so obviously he can't go up there because he's beaten up and his ribs are cracked or whatever. And so she's up there. And I got to thinking, I don't know exactly how those hailers work. So are they actually broadcasting their conversation somewhere?
I'm sure there's a secure channel.
I guess, because you'd be like, if you picked up the Stahma-Datak show, like, be sure and disable this, be sure and do this. I know.
I know how to be deceitful. I didn't learn everything from you, honey.
You're counseling the spider on how to make a web.
Irisa Wi-Fi in the chat says, I have no opinion on Berlin. What?
She does not like Berlin.
Oh, man. Berlin is awesome.
What is wrong with you, Irisa?
She only likes Poopinger.
Oh, you'd need a tetanus shot just from a handshake with him.
In a rag.
Yeah. Like, ew. I mean, the dude's dipped in 30 weight.
Big rag. Wipe that lotion off.
So we didn't have much Yule, but we did have a sharp comeback from her. I didn't do it for you.
Well, yeah, she's still ticked off.
I know she is, isn't she? But she's buddy with Datak, so there you go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of interplay going on between there, and there's going to be a lot of, I don't know, loyalty games with that whole group. Because, I mean, that's really what you're looking at here. And honestly, you see Stahma doing Stahma. Nolan is doing what Nolan has always done, and it is rapidly becoming time for Nolan. Because, this war is coming, and you've got stuff. So here's where Nolan comes into his own and stops being... Nolan is very much like Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. It's like Starbuck was useless outside of a cockpit. You put that girl in a fighter, and she is, civilization changing. I mean,
she gets tunnel vision. She becomes a soldier. She does what she needs to do.
The tides of war begin and end with Starbuck. That's kind of the way Nolan is. Nolan is a force of nature in battle. That's what he does. That's what he's good at. Now, when you get him outside of that, that's where it becomes kind of a hindrance. And it's in case of emergency or war, break open Nolan.
Well, see, I think we're there because he says it at the end. We are at war.
Yeah, this is what Nolan is for. This is why he's important. So,
good quote here. I am the butcher of. Where are we? Oh, Tak.
Look at that. Potty is a hottie.
Right, I saw that. Irisa. Hashtag Potty is a hottie in the chat. Yeah. So, yeah. Rahm Tak, he's just trying, he learns that Joshua Nolan is around. He knows what he did, the Butcher of Yosemite. So he's like, oh, I am so going to get him. And he doesn't have it together. The guy,
where are we? Oh, yeah.
I like there at the end when he's sitting at the table and Alex looking at him like he's crazy because he's running off his mouth and he's talking, scrubbing his stuff down. I mean, he's ticked off at Nolan.
Speaking of running off at the mouth, Shannon's crotch is light up again.
Somebody is communicating.
Somebody is communicating indeed. A lot. Somebody.
Move it to the chat, people. Move it to the chat.
Move it to the chat.
Chatwing.com/GonnaGeek. That's where we're at. Okay. And as long as we're talking about that, just remember, it's best to keep the plumbing active.
That was a great line.
It's all innuendo with those guys.
And the bath table full.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was really hoping for like an employer tag team type thing situation in the bathtub happening. And of course, no.
Too early in the season.
Whatever were they thinking?
I wanted to see Stahma lick something, but that was just me.
Her outfit, though, Jamie Murray. That's just, she fits that great. And as we learned from Nicole last year, some of her material in her dress went to make Nicole's, which I assume is now Adina's, but there ain't much left.
Yeah, exactly. No, this whole episode was kind of I thought that was how they were going to start this season, not the whole death march that we had, death capades that we had last episode. I thought it was going to be more like this, where it was like a give and take and type of thing, and there was action, but yeah, this was a lot more kind of to my expectations. So I don't know. This was pretty tight.
Yeah, you had the energy weapons, the effects on the energy weapons and the eyes on everybody, really, and the baby. Oh, wow. If you go to Kevin Murphy's tweets, you will find that there were actually twins playing them, and then they CGI'd the eyes later. But the baby looks like the smartest person in Defiance.
The baby probably is the smartest person in Defiance.
Like, Nolan's like, okay, go back to sleep. And the baby's like, all right, whatever.
All right, well, I've slept through worse.
I can't believe that this guy took me on a stakeout. We're about to be in...
Hang on. Speaking of eyes, have you noticed that Doc has the eyes this year, too?
Doc's always had the eyes since the beginning.
Yeah, so the three of them, the baby and Irisa and now Doc.
Well, and you can't leave out Tevkin either. Look at his eyes. I mean, the eyes in this show are amazing on anybody.
Amazing.
Whether or not they're effects or contacts or whatever, they are amazing.
I like Kapow's eyes.
I was disappointed that she wasn't in this episode.
I know. Okay, so we got some playback back and forth with Billy McLean, who plays Lieutenant Beebe, the communications officer. I just want to give a shout out to him, but... Dude, it's not going to end well for you on the show. We already know this. So
I'm thinking you're a red shirt, dude. Nothing but love for you, and I hope you make it till the end. But you're going to be a red shirt, man. Somebody's going to kill you in a horrible or interesting fashion.
At the end of this episode, he basically is relegated to a communications officer. Well, this is what happened with the TARS and stuff. Like, okay, Let's make life interesting for Defiance. Let's blow up the arch.
They killed the entire Macaulay family. Do you think, Mr. Beebe, that you were going to make it till the end of this sucker?
Nope.
What's your first name? What's your first name?
B. His first name is B. His last name is B. BB.
B. That's how important you are. You don't have a first. It's sort of like Penny from Big Bang Theory. You know, it's like, what's your last name? You know, I don't know. I don't have one. So, I mean, yeah, I'm guessing Lieutenant BB is not going to make it, but I hope he ends in spectacular fashion. Sort of like the Bioman. You know, the Bioman, he died in spectacular fashion. So I hope it goes like that.
See, another great line from this episode. Oh, the one where Nolan's wanting to leave the baby. She's like, it's a baby. It's a baby. You know she's wanting to say, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
I know. Well, there was
I was
a
waiting for that line to come out.
Yeah, there was a line earlier on that she basically says, oh, I wrote it down. I can't find it. But she did, once again, she did not say, you're an idiot. She says something completely else.
Don't be stupid.
There you go.
Yeah, when they were loading up to get in the car.
Don't be stupid, not you're an idiot. And again, I think that means something. She has fundamentally changed a whole heck of a lot, and I'm kind of surprised she's still sticking in there.
She's not as cocky as she was. You're an idiot.
Well, that's okay. It's not cocky. That was I love you to her, and she's not saying it anymore.
Yeah, I do think that's key. She is not herself, or at least the self that we have come to know in the town of Defiance. That is not Irisa being Irisa, because she's always this. She knows who she is and she knows what she's about, and I don't think she does anymore. You know, and now we've got that horrible book, which I love. I love. Daddy's reading. You know, she's like kicking him and everything, and that's her. Okay, that's Irisa. Like the kicking and punching and messing with him and everything like that. And he throws it in the fire, gets it. Shh, Daddy's reading.
Daddy would not have been a good daddy if he had found her a little bit younger. What do you want to do with the baby? Just leave her in the corner. Yeah. It's fine. It'd be like you. I want a kid come out as a toddler.
Yes.
It don't work that way.
I think they should come out the chute, able to talk, clean, able to walk. All that. I'm much better with children when they're able to talk back to me. I'm not good with the whole crying and interpreting thing. You got to tell Daddy what's up.
That would have worked out so well with your parents.
Oh, exactly. I was a delight from. I have always been, as you see me now.
Right.
Don't get my parents on the show to dispute that.
Okay. So Ryan in the chat said that the contact set from, and this is from Tony, I assume it's from Tony Curran, but it could have been from somebody else, were 7,000. And we're not sure if that's Canadian or American, but it's still 7,000 for a set of contacts. Holy crap.
And they all wear them. Most of them. The Tars wear them. Doc wears them. Irisa wears them.
I wear them.
That explains the poor shot.
That explains a lot, actually.
Along with Stahma's thong underwear, Stahma's bead outfit.
You're ruining an image for me. You and that beads is not what I want to see.
What? I am a trophy husband. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I look fabulous in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Beads are not for you, hun.
How do you know?
The last big note that I have is the boot knife.
Yeah, like I think that's why she wanted his boots, because she's like, oh yeah, he must do the same thing he always did, which was the knife in the boot. Yeah, I think that's why she wanted them.
It could have been.
What did she do with Christy's boots?
Do you think Nolan knew about that though?
No.
About the knife in the boot?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I think she knew.
I think if Nolan knew, he would have taken that knife out and laid it about 6 feet away from her and just to tease her with it.
I'm trying to remember if it had played in an earlier episode in late season 1 or season 2. I can't remember. I don't think so.
I don't remember that being, but I knew as soon as she started working that foot over, I'm like, oh, she's got a knife in the boot. You know, I knew at that point what they were going to do and why she wanted his boots. But I don't think, at least not that I can remember, did they ever go with that. But I knew as soon as she started working her hand around to it that I'm like, okay, there's going to be a blade there.
Right. Well, I tend to think we'll see her again in the season. I don't think she's completely dead. So we might see the knife again.
She'll be back.
Mm-hmm. She'll be back. Mm-hmm. Probably around the same weekend that Terminator Genesis comes out, too.
Wouldn't that be cool? She'll be back.
What else do you guys got for the episode?
For the episode, I think we're good. Although I did want to say, since we were talking about some tweet play, I did a little meme picture of stuff with Kapow.
And he did a happy dance. I'm just telling you
and
right
I did a little happy dance because Nicole both saw it and favorited it, and I think retweeted it.
I got favorite and tweeted also this week.
Oh, yeah, but you're the Twitter queen. It doesn't count when you do it because you get you put out one thing and then your horde jumps on it and it was like, hey, let's retweet
But I
Shannon.
still do the happy dance.
And do like 35 freaking retweets.
I still do a happy dance. I still squeed.
The only way I get retweets is if you pick it up and then I get some.
I still scream, Carrie came out, Mama, you okay? I'm fine.
The only reason I get retweets if I play your audio back on a clamor. That's the only way I
mine?
get. Yeah, either of you.
Yeah, we're infinitely quotable. I'm just saying.
You're many things.
I have many things. Quotable is one of them. Put that on a t-shirt. You can help me remember it.
All right, so next week, we say goodbye to Alex Radio Station and all the great podcast gear that's left in Defiance with an episode named Dead Air. And so we'll come back at you 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. We'll be on the websites, GonnaGeek.com/live or voicesofdefiance.com/live. We'll be there for you. And talking about GonnaGeek, we are on a fabulous network full of articles and podcasts and great hosts and everything. Well, this past week, one of our podcasts turned 100.
It did.
And it was the GonnaGeek.com main podcast, episode 100, The Ultimate Blind Toss. Shannon and Sean were featured early in the podcast. And it is to help mark the milestone episode 100 of the official GonnaGeek.com podcast. The crew plots a little revenge on Steven, which we did, to give him a taste of his own medicine. Fellow network members Jeannie, Jay, Operator, and Naki, along from voicemails from about half a dozen other people, help ring in this special occasion. Who knows, by the end of the episode, you, the listener, may know what it's like to be the victim of Steven's blind tosses. So you can go check that out at GonnaGeek.com. This week, we got a lot of feedback. A lot of people wanted to talk about Defiance. And on our Facebook page, Christopher replied to our post on the episode, and he said, might be a little bit late this week, has gone by, but I had a thought. You said that the E-Rep might still exist, but has pulled back after losing their capital.
They pulled out.
Yeah. Maybe the VC did the same. Didn't Mercado say that the VC capital was terraformed? If that's the case, this might be a rogue element headed to Defiance.
Oh, yeah? Well, where's Pottinger all this time?
Just me being optimistic, so that's the town only has that group and not the collective to worry about, because we were saying that maybe he was a rogue element. He might very well be the last element of VC coming north from the south there.
Pottinger's the Pottinger drain pulled out of Amanda Station. That's what happened. That's
the caboose has left.
Yeah, the caboose has left town. That's what happened. But yeah, I would
totally
back,
agree.
Though. He'll be back. I think if the season goes on long enough and they need a third element, kind of like that cavalry type thing to come back into Defiance, the E-Rep will be back.
No, I just can't see him being the cavalry.
Do you think the net cutter was the secret weapon he was talking about? I still think he's got a nuke.
I don't think that was the secret weapon at all, to be honest.
I think that's what he lifted out so they can see it.
That's exactly what I think it is. It's the show them what I got to make them think that's what it is and then hit them with the left hook that they don't see coming. I think that's, we haven't seen it.
Because if that was your weapon, why don't you have more than one?
Well, if that was your weapon, you don't put it out in the middle of camp and show everybody. No,
it was just for show.
Yeah, I think that was just
He didn't even know what town he was in. He is not organized.
I'm the butcher
of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but he is not organized.
Where are we?
Springfield.
Yeah. They could have told him anything,
Yeah, Minneapolis.
Wichita. I don't care.
Dallas. I don't know.
Yellow.
So on to Twitter, Suncast, friend of the cast, at Suncast, been with us since season 1, said, I can't believe some of those shows have higher ratings. And he was talking about the Live Plus 3 cable ratings. Well, that's true, but hey, the public hath spoken. And then on to at CW Bork, Christopher Bork said, I've missed you guys so much. Thank you for what you do. Hashtag Mike Humor, hashtag t-shirts every week. He goes on to say in another tweet, Defiance dialogue is so sharp. There are t-shirt worthy lines every week. Every week
right
that
on.
Doc Yule is in there. So there you go. And then at Ocean363, we know her as Carolyn, says, thank you for your great podcast. Missed you guys so much in the off season. I will say I missed everybody as well. I really did. This is a real fun podcast to do, and it's a really great show to watch, and I'm glad we're doing it.
Except Shannon, who's not a fan at all.
Not at all.
Had to drag her kicking and screaming. She's actually tied down in her chair right now with her glowy crotch.
I mean, it was really me who pushed the podcast and really pushed for Shannon to be on the show, not the other way around at all. So, yeah.
You know I'm here.
Actually, it was Shannon who pulled us all kicking and screaming, let's do a podcast!
All right.
I missed that on the first one.
Guest 55 in the chat said, yep, thank you for what you do from me. Also, yes, we did get a bunch of those tweets. I would just pulled out one so we could talk about it. But yes, we are glad to be back, and we thank you for listening. All right, are you two done with your witty banter and red tape play for the week?
Are we ever?
I don't know. You tell me.
Not normally. We got a full day ahead of us.
Well, I don't have pants on, so, I mean, there is always the possibility.
A Leo Laporte
nice,
in the making.
lovely socks.
Yeah. That's how I roll, baby.
All right.
As long as it's not beads.
So that's all we have for this week. You can go ahead and contact us on any of the ways. Apparently, Twitter is how to get Shannon, and Shannon is how to get us. So there you go. And
Twitter is how to get me, yes.
It's like bath beads. That's what gets Shannon.
No, that would be Jamie in those bath beads.
So just a reminder, we do have a voicemail line. You're welcome to use it, 612-888-ARC1. You can also email me with your MP3 file at StargatePioneer@GonnaGeek.com. And we'll see you guys next week as we talk Dead Air, right?
Yes, indeed we will. And here's a thought to leave you with. Why does SP mispronounce Stako as Shatako? Thoughts? Discuss.
I mispronounce a lot. It doesn't have to be Stako. Could be anybody's name. I mean, anybody's name. Anybody. All right. So until next week, I'm Stargate Pioneer.
I'm Shannon.
I am pantsless.
And we will see you all next week.
That's a perfect time to cut up. Maybe on a t-shirt. Pantless podcaster. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll make a meme. Pantless podcast.
Thanks for listening to Voices of Defiance. If you want to get in touch with us, you can catch us on Twitter at VoicesODefiance. Email us at feedback@voicesofdefiance.com. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/voicesofdefiance. Swing by our website, www.voicesofdefiance.com, or send us a voicemail at area code 612-888-ARC1. That's 612-888-2751. This podcast is not affiliated with SyFy, the television show Defiance, or the Trion video game Defiance. Music titled After the Apocalypse by Sneeshnook and Rocket Easy by Soundroad can be found on pond5.com. Catch you next time, and watch out for those hellbugs. Yeah, I'm starting to get caught up. It's awesome. And get this. So there was a flash sale on Newegg, and all the boys are getting new computers. And I was like, I should, my computer can take 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I've only got 12 in there. So I'm going to buy a 2x8 stick of RAM. And I know this is going over Shannon's head right now, but I installed it yesterday thinking, oh, good, I can go up to 24 gigabytes of RAM. Well, it says it has 24, but only 16 is usable. I was like, what the God? So I do some searching, and Windows 7 Home Max is 16. I'm like, God. Ugh.
Yeah, you got to get Pro to get that other.
But Windows 10 is coming out. I'm not going to upgrade to it immediately, but as soon as I do, it will take 128. So I'm good.
I can't wait. We just got Shannon a new laptop, which is an amazing upgrade for her. She, because that was kind of first on my list. She went from a one processor Celeron that was 6 years old, which she took immaculate care of. I gotta give her props, because Shannon used to be, Lord Destructo with technology. And I told her, look, you have to take care of this laptop when she got it. And that was 6 years ago. And it looks, other than the keys are a little worn, it looks as good as the day I bought it for her. So I'm like, okay, you know what? We're gonna go. So I got her a lightning fast i5 with, I think it's got 8 gig of RAM and, like a 2.2
gigahertz.
i5.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And a 1T drive.
What brand is it?
HP.
Okay.
It's an HP. I really like the HPs, to be honest, and it's...
I was looking at one today.
Oh, God, it's a beautiful little machine. Because she was very stoked.
I need one for a broadcast machine, so as a secondary... For what we do here and for Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., I need one to push the YouTube out. So, because mine is balking at it now. It's still good for Skype or whatever, but I need to do something like that. So I've been debating whether I should go i7 or i5, and i5 just seems to be much more affordable. And so has she used it for Defiance Gaming yet?
No, I don't think. Have you used it for Defiance Gaming? No, she prefers to be in the office with it. And besides that, I haven't loaded it on. But she can, and I'm gonna do that because there is nothing wrong with it. It's got an NVIDIA graphics card, and the whole thing was less than $500. So
I saw it on sale at Best Buy, or a version like it for like $350. I was like, ooh, that looks like what I want.
Yeah, this one was about I think it was like $450 or something like that, and it is worth every penny because it's it's got Windows 8 on it, but she immediately took to it and has had zero problem. I've been super proud of her.
If you can run a phone, if you can run a tablet, you can run Windows 8. It's no big deal.
Yeah, and we started up in desktop mode for her and everything, and she has been able to handle all the stuff, and it is just way fast.
So Shannon.
Yeah.
You know that your microphone can be used directly with your laptop, right?
That is true. You can plug that mic into your laptop. It takes a USB. You could have a little stand. I'll get you a little stand.
Nice.
And you could run
I've never seen that on the cover.
Yep. And you can. There's a little USB plug on the back of it, and you can run your microphone directly from. So you can game at the front table. You can game from the couch or whatever, and still have your mic.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
And I like gaming here because the chair is comfortable. I can control it better.
The comfortable chair.
Our front dining room tables won't be comfortable after a while. Not considering I sit and play for 4 hours, so.
It does make a difference, the length.
It does. That's why I spent $300 on a new chair. I'm going to push the green button.
Push it.
Push it. Push it real good.
We're being listened to. Apparently, I have a team that make it their mission in life to make my phone glow.
Yes, it's very annoying when you put it on the damn table and the table's like...
I put it right here.
At least it's not that damn noise you have, the Farnsworth noise or whatever the hell.
No, now the notifications on my phone.
Oh, Shannon, did you watch Killjoys?
Yes.
Did you notice anybody familiar?
I know he's there.
Okay.
Who's there?
Aaron Ashmore from Warehouse 13.
Oh, which one's Aaron Ashmore?
You didn't even recognize him, did you?
He didn't. He was the original partner, Duke's partner. Who had the brother he had to go save? Yeah.
For the longest time, I didn't know if it was him or his brother because they're twins. I couldn't really tell them apart. But I had to go find the name of the actor for the show. But yeah, and I still haven't seen the first Dark Matter, and I thought you were done, so I deleted it. So we just got to retrieve it. You know what? It's not deleted.
Shannon.
It's not deleted.
What?
Well, let me finish, and I will tell you. All you have to do is retrieve it in TiVo. I just did it last night. It's still there. So I haven't seen all of Dark Matter, but Killjoys look pretty cool.
Of the ones I've seen, Killjoys look better. But
he was the one. Aaron Ashmore was the one that went into the arena to fight his brother.
Okay. Yeah, I don't recognize him from Warehouse. The only one I recognized was from Dark Matter was the android from Lost Girl.
Yep.
From there you have...
I like her better as the android.
Roger Cross.
She's actually cooler.
Roger Cross was from Continuum.
Yep. And from Arrow, too, by the way.
Is he from Arrow?
Yeah, he played the detective's partner in season 1, season 2.
There is another face in the show that I recognize, but
I like the intuitive chick from Dark Matter too. The one who remembers things.
Yeah, it's got a Serenity feel to it a little bit that way.
It has a Serenity feel, but the young girl reminds me of like a Claudia kind of.
Yeah, a little bit
because she's all computer tech and
reminds me of what's her name from
Kaylee, yeah, from Firefly.
No. Reminds me of Summer Glau.
Yes, very much. The way they dress her and the way she's kind of dazes off and looks off and stuff like that.
That's what they should have had on that show.
No, Summer Glau, she already did. They would consider it blasphemy if Summer Glau went on another like small frigate with a tight crew that's against stuff and didn't have memories and all that. People would call foul.
She was so delicious in the second season of Arrow. It was really cool having her around.
See, now I have seen the episode where Anna Hopkins is on Arrow.
Anna Banana.
She's only on 1 or 2, and we keep thinking
watched.
that she's going to come come back later when the kid's a little bit older, and it'll be fun. And apparently she is a superhero, a minor superhero too, so I can see her coming back.
Yeah, speaking of superheroes, it's fun to watch Shannon watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because she'll see this stuff and she'll go, why? Why is that significant? I'm like, Quake. That's Quake.
Oh, did she actually see Quake?
Well, we're up to the episode where the city has fallen in on itself, and she's now discovering, her and Fritz have discovered that her blood is different. So she's making things move, but Fritz is the only one that knows about it.
Well, she did the seismic stuff, and I'm like, that's Quake.
Wait.
And she's like, who? What? I don't know about these things. I'm like, Shannon, you're watching the shows. You have to know about this stuff.
I had watched the television show so far.
And I'm like, that's Quake.
It doesn't mean I know I haven't watched that much yet.
Oh,
I've been only so far into... I blew through the first season, and now I'm into the second season.
When they said her name was Daisy, I'm like, oh my God, that's going to be Quake.
Daisy Johnson, yep.
Daisy Johnson. She's like, why is that significant? I'm like, there is only one Daisy I know of, and it's Quake.
But you say that to me like I should know,
I
still know.
But I haven't seen these movies.
I didn't have any idea, by the way, about it. Just wait 1 or 2 more episodes, and you'll see one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen on TV.
Okay.
That's a bold statement, sir.
Well, but see, okay.
Wait till you see it. Operator went nuts over it.
Both Iron Mans, okay, but when I watched Iron Man, I wasn't already a fan of Marvel, so I just watched it going in, right? And I did the same thing with Captain America. I didn't know the history of it like you two do. So now when I'm watching the show,
you don't need
I don't
the history.
always remember that history because those movies didn't have significant things for me back then.
Quake is not in the movies.
She's not in the movies. She's in the
yeah,
that's it.
Completely different.
Well, that's something you can't expect me to know then.
I expect you to know everything I do.
I'm not a comic
fan. At all times.
Now, I like this show and I like the movies, but I'm not a comic fan. Although I still have somewhere around here.
That's why I keep telling you, yes, you are. You just don't, your brain isn't connecting.
I have original Star Trek The Next Generation comic books.
See, that's comics.
I so need to watch. I was thinking of that right before we podcast. I started humming the new Star Trek theme from the J.J. Abrams reboot in 2009. I'm like, I know what's going on the TV this afternoon. It's Father's Day, dang it. I'm watching some Star Trek.
Doing what I want to do.
I want to see the new Terminator, just for the fact that I want to see...
Is that this week? Terminator Genesis. Hold on.
What is the date?
It was July.
Oh, it is July.
July 12th, I think.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's July 19th
July 1st. Oh, Sean, I do have a Father's Day gift for you. Unfortunately, work was a bitch and I never got to mail it, so it will be coming in the mail this week.
Woohoo! So what I got you for our anniversary?
Oh, no. She got me a Troopers baseball jersey.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking sweet.
Didn't know that they made those. Is it from Geeky Jerseys or some other place? It is
not from Geeky Jerseys.
There is, at Comic-Con back in February, I pulled a business card from a booth out there.
Yeah.
And although they still had it out there this past May, they're wildly expensive at the Comic-Con.
At the con, they jack up the price by 20-25%.
But I found it on Amazon. It's the same thing that they were selling. It was only $50.
Yeah, it's from them. But it's at the con, you pay a premium.
At this booth, it was awesome because they had a Thundercat. They have hockey jerseys and baseball jerseys and stuff, but they had Thundercats. They had Star Wars.
Yeah, they had Star Wars, Thundercats, and they had a whole bunch of stuff. Star Trek. They had. I looked up their stuff.
I want to say they had a He-Man one because
they did have a He-Man one
symbol on the front.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of stuff. But they do stuff sort of like Geeky Jerseys.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'll tell you, regardless of where it's from, I have a Captain America Geeky jersey, and I wore it to go see Avengers: Age of Ultron. I got a standing ovation. First of all. Second of all, I had like 24 people say, "Where did you get that?" So it was a big hit. So the question for you, sir, is what are you going to wear in December?
In December, I'm going to wear 2 things, I think. I have my Troopers TK421 coming.
Yeah.
Definitely going to wear that.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the other one is because I want 2 for regular use. And I'm not sure. But definitely that one.
I mean, to the theater, that's what I meant.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff coming.
So you're going to wear 2 in the theater?
Oh, no, I'm going to go twice.
Oh, I see.
I always go, for a Star Wars movie, I always go twice.
Okay.
Always. I don't know what the other one's going to be. Because I have the Black Squadron.
Yep.
But it's TK421 again.
Do you have a Wampas?
I do have a Wampas.
Yes, I bought you that for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
It finally came like last month.
Yeah, I have a Swamp Masters. I have a Wampas. I have 2 troopers, the Black Squadron and the Trooper. But I think the first viewing, I have to go with TK421 on Troopers.
I'm going with the Rogue Squadron.
And I also have a Rogue Squadron. True. But I think, I don't know. It depends on how much like X-Wing action I see. Because really, I know there's Stormtrooper action in it, so I'm going to go with Stormtrooper. And then I haven't decided. I have been thinking about it, but I haven't decided yet on the second one because I always go to Star Wars twice.
Did you see Star Wars Rebels yesterday?
Of course I did, and that was freaking. I'm like, it's Vader, guys, run! You are not. And he even said, because Shannon's like, "What's the big deal?" And I'm like, those two, even between them, have nothing on Vader. They cannot do anything to Vader. He's way too powerful for them. Even the Apprentice cannot do anything to Vader. You're going to be outclassed. Just run. And even what he said, he's like, what are we going to do? Well, who's going to beat him? Or whatever it was when Ezra was talking to him. It's like, not us. That's right. Run.
Run.
Just run. But it was really cool. It was cool to see how powerful Vader really is because you forget that he's a Sith Lord because, Luke, he chops off Luke's hand and all that kind of stuff and he's just kind of the bad guy in Star Wars. You forget how powerful he is if you're not on his level,
Right.
So, and I don't know, man. It was really good to see. I know that's bad, but it was kind of cool to see how powerful Vader really is. He just lifts the AT-ATs off his head and just puts them down behind him. I thought he should have thrown them at him, but that would have killed Ezra and Homeboy. So no.
Yeah. Lauren was tweeting and I caught the tweets later because I didn't watch it until later. And she was simultaneously hysterically crying and hysterically laughing because it was so good for her. So there you go.
Yeah, I think this one, this December is going to be the first one. And this is the reason I'm going to go twice. Normally I go twice, but this is the reason I'm going to go twice is, the first one I'm going to go see probably by myself or whatever, just to see it. The second one, it's going to be just me and Kayla.
She'll like that.
Just like my dad used to do with me. Because the first movie I ever remember seeing was me and my dad by ourselves, which is a rare thing. And it didn't really happen when I was a kid. My dad and I going to see Empire. And it was like a super special thing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do that with Kayla. And she's about the same age because I think I was like 4 maybe when Empire came out. 5, I can't remember. I was young. And it was like a big deal. Like mom dropped us off at the movie theater and it was just me and dad. So, Kayla and I are going to do that with this one.
That'd be awesome. I remember the opening day of Return of the Jedi. I spent the entire day in the theater. I went 3 times.
Nice.
I went once with a friend. I went once with my dad, my sister, and I went once with my mom. So it was great. And then of course I went a couple of times the next weekend, whatever. It was a good time. That one was.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that stayed with me even as a full grown adult. I remember everything about that day. So, I mean, it was pretty cool because it was the first time it wasn't me and my brother who was just born. It wasn't, the whole family or anything. It was just me and dad.
Well, I can say right now, you better have a whole bag of popcorn ready because that girl can eat. That girl can eat popcorn.
Yeah, she is a popcorn hound.
She'll have it finished before the previews are done. I'm just thinking to myself, who has day take up on the shaming rack? That's the only really.
I think that will be after the arch is exploded.
You think it'd be the town that does it to him, or do you think Rahm Tak will?
I think that's a normal Tuesday night for him. And him and Stahma, she brings out the white whips and
kinky.
Yeah. I think that's pretty normal. It would be if I was married to Stahma, whatever worked.
Do you know she'd never let him do that to her?
I don't know. You don't know. She may like that kind of thing. You saw how he did the slave as her, like bumping her head against the bulkhead there. So, Stahma likes it rough.
Oh, wait, stop. I dropped the picture. Let me put it back up.
Yeah.
Now we can continue.
I mean, she is going after the OMAC, so.
Yeah, Stahma likes it rough. So, yeah, I think she likes it more than she's letting on.
Broadcast has been successfully terminated.